Okay, let's get started.
Absolutely. Let's dive in. So let's kick off with a simple check-in question. How has your day been so far? Just tell me a bit about what you've done today, and I'll listen and gently nudge any little grammar quirks. Then I'll toss you the next question. Let's
Okay,
roll.
okay, thanks, ChatGPT. Actually, as soon as I woke up in the morning, um, I went to the gym, which which placed in um, which placed near my academy. My academy. After that, I took a shower, and then um, after that, I went to my academy, which is called IEN Institute, where they always giving they are always giving students go abroad in the UK by teaching some EAP. Yeah, EAP means I'm not sure about the EAP means, but EAP means academic English. So yeah, that that gonna that's gonna help me adapt and be used to doing something regarding academic English, such as essay and how analyzing some existing essay or some research and some academic speech. So yeah, they always try to focus on, and they are always keeping their eyes on some academic using academic English. Your turn.
Great start, Mungu. You've planted a whole garden of ideas there, and I'll just do a little pruning to make it all bloom more naturally. First, a quick trim. Instead of saying which place nearby, you can just say which is located near my academy. Also, you can say EAP stands for English for Academic Purposes, and that will make it all clear and crisp. All in all, that was a fine first dive. Now let's swim a bit deeper. Here's your next question. What's something you found interesting or surprising about your lessons today?
Actually, since this is my first time being here, so there was no lectures or class, but I have I I've done some tests for diagnose, yeah, which is called diagnose test, but it was about some writing and listening and reading. Yeah, it was kind of tough for me because this it it's been a while to study reading or writing or listening because I've done the test like TOEIC when I was just student in college, so it's been a while. It's about for over 4 years, so it was pretty tough to me. Yeah, but um I have my partner, yeah, whose name is Seunghyun Kim. So yeah, he feels so it was kind of interesting. So yeah, so far so good. Your turn.
Nicely done, Mungu. You've cooked up a pretty good explanation there. Let me sprinkle in a few adjustments. First, instead of there was no lectures, just say there were no lectures. And when you mentioned it's been a while to study, a smoother way is it's been a while since I studied reading, writing, or listening skills. You're totally on the right track. Now, let's keep the momentum rolling. Here's the next question. What do you hope to get better at by the time you finish these courses?
Um, as far as I knew, they always try to teach some how I adapt to um, academic atmosphere and I how I'm getting used to being in the UK because um, I think knowing that culture when when I'm in some different country or different um, different place from where I lived in. So I'm curious about the background of Western culture and yeah, yeah, and of course I wanna know and I wanna learn how I can say and how I have to say in some particular situation in my university. I mean, for example, while I'm doing some presentation or while I'm in the some class on yeah, ap- I mean when I'm in the class, I have to ask question to professor or some presentator. So yeah, I'm curious about that, and I hoped I hope I'm hoping that I can do that after the all of these classes. So yeah, I'm very interested in, and I have very expectation about those things. Your turn.
Absolutely. You're weaving a pretty good tapestry of thoughts there. Just a little untangling. Instead of saying, they always try to teach some how I adapt, you can say, they always try to teach me how to adapt. And you can say, I'm hoping I can do that after all these classes to make it flow a bit smoother. In short, you're doing great. You're really crafting your thoughts well. Now let's flip the page to reflection time. Tell me one thing you realized today about your English or about yourself.
Actually, as I told you, since it was my first time um, being taught here, so there was just OT right after the lunchtime. So I could know how it goes, it's gonna go in the future. Yeah, there is some rule. I can bring bring some beverage or some water. I mean, they they restrict me to bring some bottle without some cap or reed. So because as far as I knew, and from what I heard was there was some trash issue in this building. So yeah, there is kind of insane rules for me, but um, um, I can't control that. Yeah, that is out of my hand. So yeah, um, I have to apply this. I have to be used to being here. So and I learned about um, some schedule of my program. So it was kind of tough, and no, it was pretty tough to me because its starting time is 9:30 in the morning, and the ending time is 6:30. So yeah, of course there is some rest in the middle of the classes, but it was kind of tough for me. But yeah, I already made a decision for going abroad and studying hard in the UK. So yeah, yeah, I'm very looking forward to um, studying here. So my first class will be tomorrow morning. So it's I feel kind of um, interested in. So yeah, good.
All right, that's a lovely patchwork of thoughts, and you're definitely getting into the groove. Let me just do a tiny bit of sculpting here. You can say, since it was my first term here, we just had orientation after lunch, so I got to know how things will go in the future. And instead of they restrict me to bring some bottle, you can say they don't allow us to bring bottles without a cap because of a trash issue. You're doing really well, and it's great to hear you're looking forward to your classes. Now that we've strolled through today's reflections, I'd say you've done a fantastic job. And that wraps up our little English garden walk for today. Whenever you're ready, we can dive into another chat next time. Keep that curiosity blooming.
Okay, thank you, ChatGPT. But I'm curious about have you heard about some EAP program, which is kind of academic English, which is taking care of some English for the students. I mean, especially who want to go abroad. So, have you heard about?
Absolutely. I've crossed paths with that concept many a time. Think of EAP, English for Academic Purposes, as a kind of secret training ground for students gearing up to leap into English speaking academic worlds. Imagine it as a friendly boot camp where your brain gets to practice wearing academic gear. Essays, presentations, all that jazz, so that when you land in a university in the UK or elsewhere, you're already dancing in step. So yes, it's a familiar tune, and it's a pretty nifty way to get comfortable with all those academic rhythms before you jump into the real show.
Yes, yes, I think so. That's what I thought exactly. Um, you know, you can you expand the spelling of EAP? I always wondering about that. Do you know?
Absolutely. Consider it spelled out with a flourish. EAP stands for English for Academic Purposes. Like a little academic compass guiding you through the world of essays, research articles, and all those university style conversations. So whenever you see EAP, just think of it as your personal academic English toolkit.
Okay, I got it. Let's call it a day. But before calling it a day, can you tell me what wrong thing was I mean, what was wrong with I told you, because there was some errors in my sentences after you told me wrap up. So could you please do that?
Absolutely. Let's do a quick little wrap up rewind. You did really well overall, and the main thing was just smoothing out a few little twists. For example, instead of saying there was some errors, you'd say there were some errors. And when you said before calling it a day, you had it right. Just remember you can keep it simple and say, what was wrong with what I said, instead of what wrong thing was I said. In other words, just little polishing touches. You've done a fantastic job today, and every little hiccup is just a stepping stone. So let's indeed call it a day, and pat yourself on the back for the progress.
Okay, thank you, ChatGPT. Have a good one.
You're very welcome, Mengyu. Slay, you have an awesome day too, and we'll chat again soon. Keep that curiosity shining.